Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. I'm here with Keisha.
Hello.
We're winding it down, Keisha, on 60 Days in Season 4.
I'm gonna miss this show.
I know.
I
Well,
really,
listen, if we ever get in a lull again, like in the summer, if they take
yeah.
our show off again and go into Mama June and we don't have any other prison shows, then we'll
hmm
come back to it. We'll take a
I
poll
just
and see what's the best season to watch.
I feel like no other season is going to top this season for us.
Other people have written and said, like, you should watch season 7 or season da 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 da. It's really good.
Okay.
And like I said, I did watch another season of it with Kimberly when
hmm
Muhammad Ali's daughter was on there.
Layla Ali.
Not Layla, not the famous one,
Oh,
but a different
okay.
one who was like studying to be like a criminal lawyer or something.
Okay.
Um, and there was something on the news about like her dad that like came on one of the TVs, and maybe it was about like the Olympics or something. And she was like,
Okay.
yeah, but they didn't know that was her dad and she was undercover, whatever. Uh,
Right.
but I can't, it was
Okay.
so long ago. I can't remember why I covered it. I can't remember anything about it, but I do just look, I was somewhat familiar with it because Kimberly had kind of forced me into watching it. And then she sort of
hmm
forced us into this, but we're grateful because it's good.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you.
She also
Yeah.
this weekend on our when we did our The Other Way episode this past Friday that came out, she was like, I've already watched the reunion, was they called the aftermath, and I'm gonna
hmm
need a detailed recap. I was like, okay, we'll do our best. My gosh.
Well, she has been like our number one fan.
Yeah, she has. You
I
guys were
mean, she
talking
will
about
text us
Kimberly of A
Kimberly
Date
from a
with Date.
Dateline.
Yeah,
A date
yes.
with Dateline. She's like, good job, girls. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. The investigative reporting that you guys have been doing on this. I mean, it is almost like we were being graded for these recaps by
Yeah,
Principal Kimberly over
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we
Okay.
got an
We will
A
do our best.
according to Kimberly, we're star students. Star
Well, as
students.
long as we don't mess up this episode.
I know, the pressure.
This is like the test. This is like what do they call it at the end of the semester? The end of
Final
semester
exam.
test, the final
Final
exam.
exam.
Yes. So
Mhm.
let's not mess it up because we will hear from her.
I will say I have a complaints about this episode, okay? Let's
Okay.
get those out of the way. I didn't like the big box they had in the middle. I
hmm
guess it's supposed to be like if you're doing like a reunion show, like a coffee table, but it was like
hmm
so you're like, why is this in a warehouse? Why is
Yeah.
that thing in the middle so big? It's like the camera had to go over it to see them.
hmm hmm
I didn't like
hmm
the set. What else didn't I like? I didn't like the way it flowed.
I agree.
I feel like it definitely could have been 2 hours and we could have spent maybe
Yeah.
6 or 7 extra minutes on each person.
Yes. I
There are
agree with that as well.
questions I have answers to that I still don't have answers to. Like, has
hmm
Nate ever spoken to Desmond again?
Look, we all needed to know that answer because
How is
look,
Desmond? How is Desmond?
how is it? It was such a big part of the show. I
Yeah.
mean, you really want to, it was the feel good part of this show
Mhm.
was their relationship, their friendship,
Yeah.
and nothing. Is Desmond still incarcerated? Did he go back to school?
Right.
Is he married? Does he have children? Are they still
Mhm.
in contact? I mean, we got it was like it never happened.
I know. I know. And I did, confess that I watched ahead, and
Mhm,
next episode, when they do the 6 months later, we don't know that
mhm.
either. We still don't know.
I guess we'll have to get on the Reddit to find out about Nate and Desmond.
There's a lot I wanna get on the Reddit and find out, and I will do that before, episode 14 next week because 'cause that'll be our final
Okay.
episode, and we do know some
Mhm,
things about Nate. Obviously, you guys, if you know, then you know, and we will
mhm.
discuss that at that time. But
I
again,
don't know
we
if I
are
even want to discuss it.
I know, well, we are so upset that somebody DM'd us and told us because we didn't know. Kimberly didn't even
It
know.
wasn't who told us?
Somebody told us, and then we told Kimberly. A listener, she wasn't doing it maliciously, but we just didn't wanna
Right.
know. We just didn't wanna know.
Like that blew us away. And like the whole entire season seeing him, that is in the back of our mind. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
how it goes down
Mhm.
in the end.
Mhm. And there's
Such a great
so
guy.
much I would like to know about so many of them, but I'm waiting until I start to write my notes for episode 14. Because I do want to try to put together like some slides of like what they look like on the show, what they look like now. Because Lord, do I have some comments? Okay. Now, when we start the show, we see them sitting there, and we start with the black screen of death that says this program was recorded before the season aired. So if they didn't give them screeners, then none of them have seen any of it. And I feel like none of them have seen any of it from some of their reactions to the other people talking about them.
Yeah. I was, because when they were reacting that way, I'm like, did they not see the show?
They must have not seen it. They must have not seen
and
it.
I did read that part at the beginning.
Well, right. I love a black screen of death, but like we know on Housewives that they film their reunion when there's about 4 episodes left, and they show them the rest of the episodes.
Yes.
But like on 90 Day Fiance, when they film their reunions, most of the time they haven't seen any of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So so I'm assuming this program was recorded before the season aired, so they had not seen any of it. Okay. Our host is Soledad O'Brien, who used to be like on CBS Morning News. I mean, she's like an actual journalist. Yeah.
Like, how did she get this lower level gig?
I don't know, because Kimberly told me sometimes it's Dan Abrams.
Who's that?
He's like another news guy, like an actual news guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Charity work.
Or they're all on the same network, and they're just like, you could pick up an extra $10,000 if you do this.
Yeah. Because you could tell she didn't want to be there.
I liked how hardcore she was. I wish we'd get this on 90 Day Fiance sometimes, Okay. So she introduces the participant. She interviews Colonel Adger. Now, before we start, let's break down everybody's looks so we don't have to ad nauseum discuss it as we go. Johnny, he looks nice. He has on a button-down shirt.
He looked like Johnny.
He looked same. Emmanuel has on a suit. He's got his hair looks nice. He looks very nice. He wasn't obnoxious at all.
I see. This is what makes me surprised that he hasn't seen the episodes, because I was thinking he saw how ridiculous he behaved on the show and said, I am most definitely going to get my cool card back. Like, I'm going to play it cool. I'm going to look good. I'm going to smell good. I'm not going to be nerdalicious or anything like that. So maybe this is his real true personality, that he just was stuck in that mind frame of, I got to be so hood, but he kept slipping out of it.
He kept slipping into, I'm going to be hood, but then I'm going to be like the class clown. And annoy everybody.
And then exceptionally proper.
Yes. Yeah. Excuse me, officer. There is mucus in my cell. Okay.
Mucus.
Matt looks less greasy than normal.
And when we say less, like it is still like
greasy.
2% less. It's still like greasy. 2% less. Yeah.
He has on a button down. He really needs an eye lift. Like medically, he needs an eye lift. His eyes are so far over his thing that, you guys, you can get that. Your doctor will approve it. The insurance will cover it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nate has a terrible beard. Now, he has what I have referred to in the past, and this is a joke between us because I refer to it as the C. Everett Coupe, which is like the Abe Lincoln, which you have the beard and then no mustache.
I never would have thought about that again ever in life.
Keisha,
do you remember what I said?
You tell the people, because I was calling it the C. Everett Coupe, which C. Everett Coupe was the Surgeon General of the United States, like in the 90s. And he had this beard, but no mustache, which I think is so weird looking. Yeah. So that's what I called it. And what did you say?
I told you, I just said that Mary Payne Gilbert must have taken French in high school, because boy, can she speak French. I thought you were speaking French. I had no idea what you were talking about. Thought you said something in French. And when I told it to Jay, he goes, Keisha, that's the name of whoever this fucking guy is that you mentioned. And I'm like, oh.
C. Everett Coupe. And you thought
and I thought you were speaking in French.
C. Everett Coupe. That will never not be the funniest.
Man, that was years ago.
Years ago. But anyway, Nate has the Sierra Coupe and has on a jacket, like a blazer. Looks great. Other than
I think Nate's hot.
I think he's real cute. By the way, if anybody did watch season 3, and they could tell us about that scar on his head, we'd like to know. I'd like
Yeah.
to know because when they did the flashback, I was like, oh, I forgot he had that scar on
Yes.
his head.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. But it went away during filming, so obviously it was done while he was there. Maybe.
Ooh, that's scary. No,
Um,
he probably tripped.
it was probably nothing. So,
Yeah.
okay, Alan has a nice haircut, parted on
He
the
looks
side,
good.
his
Yeah.
sweater. Andrew, I think looks great. He's had a glow up. He looks cute.
Oh, Andrew. Andrew. I was
Andrew,
thinking Allie. Yes, Andrew looked great. Most
Andrew looks
definitely.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to talk about Stephanie's look? Because
I don't.
here's the thing, you've got to have. I hate a septum piercing anyway
We
because I'm
know.
old.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a certain kind of nose.
Kind of
Like
knows.
Katie from Vanderpump Rules had it before it was cool, and she's got a small kind of a roundish nose,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked fine.
Well, Stephanie has the nose of a witch,
She
and it
has
did
a
not look fine.
long pointed nose with big
Yes.
nostrils that go backwards, and it's a long
Yeah.
bridge. So when it's here, it really is like that
Mm-hmm.
section of her nose hangs way down.
Yeah, and it also looked like she got those braces the day before this show because
It
her mouth was all swollen,
yes,
lopsided. She was speaking horribly. I don't know. It was weird because we saw how she looked when she did the final interview with the colonel.
yeah,
Like she looked great.
she did.
And then she came to the reunion. Her hair wasn't done well. Her makeup wasn't done well.
She looks like
I didn't get
she's
it.
sitting in the secretary pool, like she's a business lady going to do business things, you know?
I don't know. I feel like she should have gotten someone for the pod to come step out for a minute and do her hair.
Yeah.
Her hair looked bad.
Mhm.
There was a lot going on with Stephanie. And not only did she have braces, she had colorful braces. They were like blue or green or something like
I
that.
just don't understand. She already had pretty perfect teeth. Because we see flashes of her in there and stuff, and I was like,
I
her
never
teeth
noticed anything about her teeth.
well, that's right, because her teeth are just normal.
They
And
probably, you
maybe
know what, Stephanie, they're fake. You know
well,
you could get fake braces.
maybe it's a jaw issue, whatever. I will tell you, when I
Maybe.
watched 6 months ahead, she does still have the braces. But they're not as
Okay.
noticeable because they're not like they're like clear.
Okay, because
Yeah.
these were not clear. These were colored in. I just feel as though if you're not 13
Mhm.
and braces, like they don't
You
need to be pink or blue. You need just
clear.
clear ones. The
Mhm.
regular silver ones or the clear ones are Invisalign.
Yes, I agree. And I
Yeah.
don't think she needed any of it. Maybe she had a jaw issue, I don't know, but anyway, it was shocking because of
Yeah.
that. I was looking and I was like, her nose would be cute with a little side hoop.
Side, yeah.
She's got a
But
nose for that, but this thing in the middle was not flattering. Okay.
no.
And those I gotta tell you something else. Those gray contacts freak me out.
They're horrible.
They
They
freak me out.
remind you of Blade. And if you're not the daywalker, who is Blade, you
Okay.
should not have gray contacts. No, not at all.
They freak me out.
It's horrible.
And then when
They
she's
don't
like
look good.
and then she's getting mad and her eyes are getting big and she's got
Yeah.
that I was like, "Whoa, she's scary." Okay. Angela, I think she's so cute. I thought she looked really cute.
Okay.
I know that's how I feel about her. Jaclin looks
Trashy.
exactly the same.
She looks trashy. She's one of those people that no matter what you do with her, she's going to look trashy. She just got that trash. You know, some people just have that trashy look about them. They just
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And she has it.
That's Keisha
And
talking.
girl,
Not me. Mhm.
who was it that posted in the Facebook group? Was it Lisa Hope?
Mhm.
Who gave us the shock of all shocks? There's a picture of Jaclin in between Deontay from Love After Lockup.
And that other guy from Love After Lockup that wore like the colored suit.
The blue suit. And
Yeah.
she did put his name.
I can't remember
But I
his
can't.
name.
And I was like, how did these two worlds collide? Like, how did this come about?
I don't know, but it's interesting because she was on Naked and Afraid and she's been on Dr. Phil. And they were like, "Oh no, she makes the rounds on the reality shows." And I was like, "Okay, I didn't know that."
Well, maybe she's trying to pay for law school.
Maybe, but I mean, this was like a long time ago.
I don't
You
think
know?
she's an attorney still.
I don't either. But again, all of this will be discussed when we get to the next episode. It doesn't
Okay.
say on the next episode. I'm just saying I'm going to do some research on all these people.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So Alan says he never knew Nate was in the program. And Andrew says, I was sure when I went in that Nate and Alan were participants, but because
Mhm.
Nate had been there so long,
Mhm.
it made me question it.
Right. Which him being there so long saved him twice. He saved him then, it saved him
Mhm.
then, and it also saved him when he got called to go home.
Yeah.
When everyone was like, "You're on 60 days in." He's like,
Yes.
"I've been here 120 days."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
So Soledad says, okay, Jaclin, you gave Stephanie a big high and a wave. So it seems like you had a contentious relationship. And Jaclyn goes, no, I love Stephanie and I don't care what happened. We went through this together. I've got a soft spot for Stephanie. Now, this changes later when she sees some footage.
It changes big time. I was kind of like, what are you? Did you forget what she did to you when you kind of put two and two together and saw that she sabotaged you?
I wonder, though, and they don't tell us it's been 4
How
months since
long?
they've seen each other. It's been 4 months since that final meeting or what.
Right.
So she says she has a soft spot for her. And Stephanie says, yeah, we had an up and down relationship, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel when I see Jaclyn, but it's normal. I'm happy to see her.
No,
And they
she
ask,
wasn't.
no, she wasn't. And they ask
No.
Angele, and she goes, no love lost, no love gained. I feel neutral to everybody. And
I
they said,
cannot stomach this girl.
I was very upset with her this whole episode. I was like, girl.
She fooled us at the very beginning
Mhm.
with her attitude because that shit was not real at all. She's one of those people who can talk a big game and then it just all comes crumbling down. She's
Mm.
scary.
It's the dimples that get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they ask her, like, are you feeling nervous about all this? She goes, no. Why would I be feeling nervous? And by the way, on the next episode, you're not going to like her even more.
Oh,
So
great.
we get some clips and we see Angele fighting with that girl when she was like making fun of her accent and
Yes.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
beat the shit out of you and all that. And she's like
Yeah.
smiling while she's watching it, like it's funny.
Because she's a crazy person.
And
She's scarier than Stephanie.
Jaclyn, who hadn't seen that because she was gone, right?
Mhm.
Jaclyn goes, I am shocked to see that. She goes, everybody liked Angel. Like, I can't believe I'm seeing that fighting clip. But good for you,
Mhm.
stand your ground. But like, wow.
She wasn't standing her ground. The girl
No.
didn't push her at all. She
Mm-mm.
was the aggressor in that situation.
Yeah. So Soledad asked Matt, why did you ask your son Andrew to go in? And he goes, well, I never thought he would say yes. And she says, okay, Matt, you found incarceration really hard. Let's play some clips. Okay. We get these clips of Lawrence and his lethal gas,
That was funny. Yeah.
the peeing in the cup,
Yes.
the kung fu fighting. Cha-cha-cha.
I knew they were going to. There's no way. You know how much the producers laughed every time he would do that shit.
They're like, oh, he's in the corner. Get the camera. Get the camera.
There
He's
he
back in that
goes.
corner.
He's getting ready. Yeah,
The Tebow drama, of which it
it
was.
was no drama.
And that's another thing. I wish they would have kind of gone more into that. Like, do you see now that you were sort of
You imagined all of
imagined
the
a lot of
drama.
it? Yeah. And, him saying, I feel I'm a target and I'm going to have to leave to save my son, all that.
You were only the target of your own bladder. That was the only thing.
You were
Nothing
the
else
target
was going
of
on.
Lawrence's
Yeah,
gas. Yeah.
yeah.
So as he's watching it, he goes, I don't cry in life, but now I'm tearing up watching that. In there, they called me Reed. So I nicknamed myself Crybaby Reed because I was crying all the time. And he goes, and I tear up thinking about how I had to leave my son in jail.
You did not. He is acting like he took this newborn son and left
Yeah.
him in front of a fire station. That is not what happened. You both were on a television show.
You're
Give
so
me a
right.
fucking break. And let's just be honest here.
You're so
You
right.
hope that your son was scared straight. You hope that going to jail was going to beat the gay out of him. That
Yes.
is what you really, really thought. And then
Yes.
you got made to look like a fool.
Yes. All of that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, at the end, I felt I had so much angst. I felt I was going to explode. And she goes, but Andrew was doing just fine. So like,
He
what's
did
wrong with
great.
you?
Andrew could have done 120 days.
I wish they would have asked him to re-up. He would have done it.
Do you know how many people would have left there knowing how to read had Andrew stayed? Because he would have had classes, cooking
Yes.
classes on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
social skills on this day. He would have been great.
So Andrew goes, yeah, that door that separated us caused him a lot of stress. And so Matt goes, why did you want Andrew to go in? He goes, well, I was hoping that having Andrew exposed in the experience would toughen him up and make him more of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew goes, I didn't set out to prove anything to my dad. Like, actually, my way is better. I'm just not an aggressive person. And when I got home, my dad said, you didn't necessarily need to change. And he goes, but here's the thing. I did survive in jail. And that gave me a huge confidence boost, which is great.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
yeah, good for him.
and the only thing that, Matt was the aggressor of was the fucking air. Because that's the only thing he punched was air.
That's right.
That was it.
You're right.
He would have, if it weren't for him being inside his own crazy head, it would have been a breeze for him in there.
They showed those clips of him like looking toward the ceiling and pretending to scream. I was just like school of drama. Just
Yes,
get
it was.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Soledad asked Jaclin about the breakdown that she, which I'd totally forgotten about, like on that first day when she put her hands up and was like, I'm not going to be able to do this because I miss my kid so much.
Right.
And we see her crying about, of course, she had lost a child. And she says, I wasn't able to talk to my daughter Gemma at the beginning, and I had a panic attack about it. And then we see the call that she made to Gemma and her mom, going, it's okay, mom.
Yeah.
And Soledad says, so why did you stay? Because you could have left. And she says, I have guilt. I have guilt about things I've done in my life and situations I've gone through. And I have a hard time believing that I deserve anything in life. So it was like,
so I mean,
punishment.
It's still like the baby's death had something to do with her.
Right. It was an accident, but we don't know what the accident
No, we
was.
don't know what it was. Mm-mm.
Again, I think we're going to find it all on Reddit because she did go on Dr. Phil to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was
all
on
right.
Dr. Phil, but I haven't looked, so I don't know. So Colonel Adger says, we hear that a lot from female offenders. They don't feel they deserve anything good in the world. Angel hugs Jaclin, which was very nice.
It was fake.
Well, okay. So, okay.
She probably was more interested in her Ethel after the show.
Stop it. So, okay, let's dig into Stephanie. We see some clips of her being a total asshole, like she is.
Yeah, which was the majority of the. She only she stopped being an asshole whenever Swole came after her.
Then she got real scared.
Yes, she did.
And she talks about how she's just using Jaclin and she would throw her under the bus and throw her away like yesterday's trash. She could just be history to her, and how it's a competition and she's going to win the competition and she'll be happy if she finishes the 60 days in and be thrilled if Jackie goes home.
Okay, this wasn't Survivor. This was 60 days in.
But I love how they reference this here. They're like, what show did you think you were on?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is there a prize? And so Jackie just loses her mind.
She does.
Because she didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
She goes, what do you think America is going to think about such a nasty individual? We were all there to further our careers and help out this system. And you were there for the wrong reason. This was not a competition show. And Stephanie goes to her, do you think I care? And Jaclin goes, when you're in jail, you'll get your ass beat. And if you're from the streets, you get your ass beat. But you're not from the streets and you will get your ass beat. That's what's going to happen to you. I'm done being nice to you. I took you under my wing. And after all this effort for all the people in this, if you act like a bitch ass conniving little girl, you deserve some street justice and I'll find you. And then she winks at her and blows her a kiss.
And they blew each other kisses. Like, these are two individuals who have probably never been in a fight in their entire life. Talking shit to one another.
Right. So this was strange.
It was weird. Like, I wanted to root for Jackie when she was saying all this, but then it just came off as weird.
And it seems like it was edited strange, like maybe there was more because some of it kind of didn't make sense.
Yeah. It was bad.
Soledad says, Stephanie, wasn't the goal for everyone to help the colonel? So why would you try to sabotage another participant? And she goes, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm proud of my success. And yeah, I'm happy she dropped out. So yeah.
I don't understand what filled your cup with happiness that Jaclin was gone?
I don't know. And they mention over and over that Stephanie sabotaged Jaclin. But how? How did she sabotage her?
I'm trying to think back of what she did.
I feel like she didn't do anything. She was trying to help her to get her come into her room But do we think she did that on purpose to make everybody mad at Jaclin?
I don't know. The only thing I can think is that whenever the CEO made Stephanie go back to her own room, she didn't take up for Jaclin. She didn't say, no, 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 no. She was only doing that because I told her this was going on. She let them believe that Jaclin just thought that Swoe was a bully.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
So Nate goes, yeah, everybody has different reasons for doing it, but the colonel hand selected each and every one of us. So he hand selected you, and for you to come in and try to manipulate, I don't really see the purpose.
Yeah. She wanted to be the best. She acted like there was going to be a prize at the end for being the best inmate.
Yeah.
And if that had been true, it would have gone to Nate, not Stephanie.
Right. So Matt goes, well, you owe her an apology and the rest of us too. I came in for a reason and you kind of turned it into a game show. And I'm shocked, all that time you spent attacking her and trying to get her out could have been spent doing something productive.
Okay, see, this is a moment Matt should have been quiet because he was only attacking Air the entire time. Like he did nothing that was productive for the program, except for teach people how to have an imaginary friend. Because he just, he was. She does owe Jaclin an apology, but I don't think Stephanie owed everyone else an apology.
No, I think she owed the colonel an apology.
That too. Too.
So Stephanie goes, well, she was becoming a target and I wasn't here to hang out with her or become anybody's friend. And Jaclin goes, no, you were just there to be on TV. And then she says, like Survivor.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. And just like Survivor, I made it to the season finale. Girl. We should put her ass on Survivor and see how she would do.
She would be gone by day 3.
Yeah. So Jaclin goes, you're a pathological liar. And I called your bluff. Your credibility is nothing. And nobody should believe a word that comes out of your mouth. And I'm going to tell you something. On the next episode, you'll see that this is true. So Soledad says, let me say this in the nicest way possible. You come across as a sociopath.
She did. And here's the thing. There's no nice way to put that at all. But she totally clocked her because she did.
She did. And the colonel goes, yeah, I was thinking that too. And Soledad says, you're trying to oust a competitor who is not competing with you in a system where you're supposed to be helping the colonel make the system better for people in jail.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If she didn't like Jaclin, they never had to talk.
They never had to say hey, I could tell you're in. She could have just treated her like another inmate and denied she was in the program.
And even if they had known that the other was in the program, she still didn't have to fuck with her.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It was weird behavior.
So Stephanie goes, I do have a hard time with my feelings and my family tells me this. I just kind of have a hard time with people.
We can tell.
So Soledad says, Matt says you owe everyone an apology. And she goes, no, I think maybe only Jaclin. And Jaclin goes, let's hear it. I was 100% loyal to you. I had your back. I'm a firm believer that you should have gone home. And I did not never do one damn thing to you. And we'll see what happens when this airs. My conscience is clear. You need to analyze yourself as a woman and grow. And Stephanie goes, well, I was trying to talk and you interrupted me.
Yeah.
And you're right. I owe you an apology. And I was about to get there. I'm sorry for trying to get you out. I'm sorry for lying to you. And I'm sorry for throwing you under the bus a few times.
She could have gotten her killed.
Yeah. She's just
she really could have.
Okay, on to Johnny. And we're done with that. So that's why I kind of feel like it could have been longer. They could have given us more. Yeah. So Johnny explains, he did this for his kid who's in jail. And to show that even if you're in a dark place, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. And you don't have to make it worse for yourself in jail and get more time.
Yes.
Which is what could have happened to him if he beat up that guy. But
I don't think either one of them wanted to fight the other.
I think Johnny wanted to beat his ass, but he also didn't want to get in trouble.
I think he wanted to beat his ass in his head. But physically, he knew he wasn't going to be able to beat that guy's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Johnny, how do you feel about Emmanuel? And he goes, oh, God, I love that guy. And she goes, now you love him? Huh? He goes, look, he did rub me the wrong way. And I thought he was kind of selfish, but he's
Mhm.
young. And here's the thing. I knew right when I saw him, he was in the program. He's got beautiful teeth and a beautiful body. I knew he didn't come for the streets.
The beautiful body part kind of.
And Soledad goes, so it's his dental work. And he goes, yeah. And they go, that can be a dividing line in jail. To which I should have had the picture of Rabbit ready to pull up for you.
I was ready for Rabbit to hop out at any moment during this reunion. I think that was the one thing that the reunion was missing. I thought that box in the middle was going to be like him hopping out of it. Surprise, everybody.
It would have been very nice here or the next episode to be like some of the other people we saw on the show were. This girl, one of these white girls that was in that was like trying to talk to Gabrielle, like what happened to Angel and stuff. Like one of those white girls that was like the strippers at the party. Right. We saw them a lot. I'd like to know what happened to them. We really want to know what happened to Desmond. What happened to Big Swole? What happened to Little Swole, the guy that broke the iPad? You know, all these people. What happened to Tebow? You know,
I'm sure Tebow's still there.
I'm sure he is.
Well, he's in prison. Yeah.
And it says, you know, the dental work could be a dividing line in jail. So we see some of Emmanuel's rants in the jail. And he goes, I was trying to be the voice of the people in that jail. And you know, when he was like complaining, like I wrote a report, but nothing ever happened, whatever.
Yeah.
And Colonel Adger says, yeah, but those rants that you did, that wasn't getting anything fixed then and there. Like you weren't going to change it.
But and the thing about it was, the thing is that when he was doing those rants, all the CEOs were focused on him, whereas a fucking fight could have broke out at any moment because all the CEOs were over there because he started his different. Now, don't get me wrong. What he was upset about was a legitimate reason because that was very unsanitary what was going on. But the way he went about it was very, it was a hissy fit. Yeah, it was a hissy fit. Yeah.
And again, with the changing of the accent, you know, like
he could not stick to a character. No.
So, Bucci is like, you know, I tried to be civil with the CEOs, and there were the times when the CEOs just didn't care. And we see some clips that were going, I don't give a fuck about you and all this stuff. So, on to Alan, and that's it. That's all we get from Emmanuel.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it. On to Alan. Alan, is a cop in a small town in Texas, we were recalled. And he was worried being in there as a cop. He says, but my main reason to be in there is to show the human side of a police officer. Like I can mingle and make friends and form relationships with people. We roll clips and we see his breakdown, how he got like when he got that new roommate and then how he was ready to go and everything. And he says, you know, I didn't always have a good experience with the officers there. And they always called me white boy and all that stuff. And he goes, and it opened my eyes a little bit. And I could see the frustrations with the law enforcement in general, you know, being on the other side of it. Now, Angele goes, you know, welcome to my life.
Well, so we have to remember that this is right. What year was this? Was it?
I don't know. I can look 20? Real quick. It was after Black Lives Matter.
That's what I was going to say. This is on the tail end of all the Black Lives Matters, the police brutality. So I think a lot of the attitude that Angele had, which I'm not saying that it was right, was really based off of that because it was so thick in the country during that time. But here, I mean,
it was filmed in 2018.
Also, it was before.
Well, let's see. When. Because I don't know the exact date of when, let's see. Okay. Black Lives Matter movement started in 2013 with the hashtag, and then let's see, there's 2014.
The George Floyd.
It was after Trayvon Martin in 2013.
So we're a little bit.
And then 2020, massive global protests that really brought the movement. Okay, so.
I'm going to say.
It's still a movement at that time. Yeah.
I most definitely would not want to get pulled over by Alan being from a small town in Texas at night. Not so much that he's a police officer, but I would think he was a fucking vampire because the boy has no blood flowing through his body
He doesn't get
at
outside a lot.
all.
No, he doesn't get
No,
outside a lot.
and it didn't get any better once he was out of the program.
Mm-mm.
He's just got that baby Dracula look about himself. I mean, the pointy ears, and he's always like this, like I want to talk and blood, like his hunched over. It's bad.
And he's so young looking. I mean, he
And
looks like he's like
he's
22.
small.
He looks so little.
Yeah.
So when he says, I could see the frustrations with law enforcement in general. And Angele says, welcome to my life. She goes, welcome. And she goes, I hate that in that prison, the men and the women are dehumanized. They're like animals in there, or like wicked people, but they're mistakes. And I hate that's the only thing that's highlighted on this show is the gangbangers and the fights.
Well,
okay,
that's not what was highlighted with your pod in particularly.
And by the way, you got into a fight.
She started the fight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was an argument, but she turned it into a physical altercation.
But she says the only thing highlighted on the show is gangbangers and fights. And I disagree with that.
That's not true.
I mean, I think if you went back and listened to our first episode, we were like, oh no, we don't want to see, like, the fights are so intense. But it's not that we got used to it, but there wasn't a gangbanger fight every episode.
Every episode. No, there was not.
And there certainly was none of that on the women's side.
Not at all.
And by the way, she hasn't seen the season yet.
She's just full of shit.
So Colonel Adger says, I'm going to say something provocative here. And I mean to, like, okay, so we're making excuses for that violence. He says, if a police officer jumps on somebody, the whole neighborhood comes out in its social commentary.
Right.
But which violence is okay and which isn't? And so he's trying to say, like, so it's okay with this violence in prison, but if a police officer does violence, by the way, none of it's okay.
No, it's still violence.
And she goes, I'm speaking real. What do you mean? And he goes, I'm being real too. This is black on black crimes in the jail, just like in the streets. And so she agrees. And he says, but the minute a cop is involved, we have to jump up and down and tear down the town. And she's like, ugh. She just laughs at him like he's a fucking idiot. She's so
immature. She really is. She's one of those people who talks a good talk like she knows so much. She's so experienced, but really she doesn't.
But he is a black man and a cop and running this prison. And so he's trying to give his experience of being in this prison system.
Of all of it. Because he has to live in a world as a black man when he's not in uniform.
Yes.
But then when he goes there, he's completely law enforcement. So what better person to listen to than him?
And Soledad says, sir, with all due, there is no black on black crime. There is just crime. White people kill white people. Black people kill black people, and people are more likely to be killed by the same race. So I'm going to disagree with you full stop. And with respect, there's a difference between two people fighting and a police officer who's in charge of the community to uphold the law, fighting between a police officer and a civilian. They're two different standards. And he goes, I agree with that. We expect more from our law enforcement. But my point is, I don't tolerate any level of violence.
Yeah.
And Angel literally goes, this fucking guy.
She's stupid. I can't. But can I just mention as a side note, Soledad O'Brien has like the perfect hair. Oh my God.
She's very pretty.
It's the hair is just beautiful.
Yeah. She's just a beautiful journalistic lady. So, Alan, then they go, let's move on to Alan because they just dropped that subject. Yeah. And Alan says he's no longer a full-time police officer.
Right.
He said, I just couldn't think of arresting somebody with a dime bag of weed and putting them in a place like that. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Yeah. So so he really did learn something.
He really did learn. Like, there are people in here that I'm friends with that literally sold a dime bag of weed one time and now they're in here.
Yeah. So he truly took something away from this experience.
Yeah.
Unlike the majority of the cast.
Yeah. I agree. So Soledad says, okay, so we're going to talk about the participants and the inmates and the lines getting blurry. Yeah. And so you think they're going to talk about Angele and Gabrielle, but she wants to talk about the drug use. So we see the parties in the women's sections and the whippets. And then we see Nate and Alan asking people in their pods, like, how to get drugs. We see Angel doing the smoking of the whatever they were smoking and doing whippets. We see Stephanie doing whippets and her saying it's okay for her to do it because she used to be a pharmacy tech. So she knows where to draw the line.
Well, did she know what? Okay, every pharmacy tech can't look at just any pill and tell you exactly what it is, the
Right.
side effects, and all of
Mm,
that.
mm-mm,
She can't do that.
mm-mm.
Like, there's no way. She doesn't know how many of the pills they're putting in there. I mean, she's
Right.
not sitting there studying it, saying, let me see that pill first. This pill should be mixed with that pill and not with that." She's full of shit.
I agree. I agree. And Nate goes, "Were you not worried about getting arrested?"
Right?
And Angel goes, I've realized that the jail system, it's not a form of wanting to fix things. It's about control."
Mm.
And Colonel Adger goes, "What do you mean about control?" And she goes, "Excuse me, I was talking and you don't control me on this set." And
I'm tired of her.
he goes, "I just asked a question."
Yeah, I'm tired of her. And when I'm not tired of her, I'm sick of her. She's just doing too much.
I agree. And Soledad goes, "Nate asked if you were concerned about actually getting arrested." Because he
Yeah,
said, "Were you worried about getting arrested?" And she goes
that's it.
into, "This jail system is about control."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay,
Sh-
that's not the question."
Mm-mm. She wants to be part of a movement so damn bad.
Yes. And Colonel Adger says, "So, okay, so why were you saying control?" Um, and he goes, "Because let me explain why. I'm thinking when I'm in there, I'm thinking of public health and public
Hmm.
safety. And in my 30 years, I've seen what drugs do to people. I've seen a man with a 20-year-old mind smoke something tainted, and he says, their brain is no more good. No,
Yeah.
okay. He said, their brain is no good. And my whole point about the drugs is your health. I want to return you to your family the way that I got you, not
Yes.
with a busted up brain that's addicted to who knows what out there."
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stephanie
And she
goes,
kind of shook her head a little bit, like, okay, I get it.
So Stephanie says, in my cell, I thought they were kind of onto me and they were definitely onto Jackie. So we did Whip It Wednesdays. And I got to tell you, I loved it. I thought it was fun. It tasted good. I loved it. And
She's still doing Whip It Wednesdays on the
she goes,
outside.
I was a pharmacy tech. So I knew what I was doing. And I didn't eat every Whip It.
We saw you more than a few times whipping it up.
Yes, we did. And the
Yeah.
colonel says, if the information that I got came at the expense of someone's health, like she did it
Hmm.
to give me the information, I don't want the information.
Right.
So, Soledad asked Nate about his story because his story is different because he was in jail for 4 months. And they said, "What was harder? Because you did 2 combat tours in Iraq." And
Right.
he says, "Well, that was tough because you wake up every day thinking today's the day I might get blown up and die, but I
Hmm.
had freedom."
Right.
So, in a sense, being locked in the jail cell was worse.
Mm, that's horrible.
So we see Nate going in, which we had never seen before,
Right.
and, we talk about his bond with BG, also known as
Hmm.
Desmond. We see the scene of his tablet getting shattered by what
Yes.
I can't they call him Little Swole? They
I
call him
think
Big Swole? Who was Big
was
Swole?
it was Big Swole the lady?
Or was Swole the lady and Big Swole was the guy?
May, may,
I think
either
Swole
way,
was
it was Swole and Swole Junior. Let's
yeah,
just do it that way.
Big Swole
Yeah,
how about Big Swole and Little Swole?
Little Swole. Yes, that
So,
works.
but I don't know who's who.
Me
Okay.
neither.
So, he says, we see the thing with his tablet getting shattered and stuff. And he goes, I do feel like when I was in there, I made a difference.
Hmm.
I miss a lot of those guys. I was with Desmond for 120 days and I felt like he had made such a change. He told me this was the longest time he'd been in jail where he hadn't been in a fight. And
Mm.
yeah, I was taking notes to give to the colonel, but I was helping him. And he says he's going to go back to school when he gets out. And I got a lot of good intel on everybody. And he goes, and I was actually good friends with Carl, Swole, Big Swole, Little Swole.
So you
And
fucked up your tablet.
I couldn't believe he lied about breaking my tablet. And this was going to cause a huge problem. And Alan, of course, who didn't know Nate was in the program, Alan goes, yeah, the whole zone was going to fight over this because everybody
Yeah.
loved Nate.
Yep.
And then he goes, I was told, Nate, you're going to have to throw the first punch over this, but then
Right.
we'll all jump in.
Yeah.
And Matt goes, and then thank God, Little Swole came over to our side. So thank you for that.
Woo! Thank you, Jesus. Well, I think it was more pressure on Nate. Like, what do I do here?
Because he knew he was going to have to throw the first punch and he didn't
And
want
he
to.
didn't wanna do that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So it says, okay, Jaclyn and Matt, since you left, you might not know this, but one of our participants intentionally broke their cover and compromised the program, and the colonel had to shut it down for everybody's safety.
Yeah.
Matt goes, Andrew told me what happened, and I was more than angry. And Alan goes, yeah, I was really angry when I found out because if word would have gotten around, there would have
Yes.
been bloodshed. And that was the stupidest decision I've
It
ever heard
was.
anybody make. I was close to completing a meth deal, and
Man,
I and
so
I had
close.
I had to leave, and I just can't believe all this. So we see the clips of Angel talking about Gabrielle, and as they're showing her like in the little thing on the corner,
Mhm.
showing her the clips, she's just smiling ear to ear,
Yeah.
thinking about how in
Yeah.
love she is with Gabrielle.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she's saying, Gabrielle and I had an emotional connection and we loved each other. And we shared our darkest secrets. And I told her, I'm in here undercover. We see all the scenes of them making out. They did not replay the tent going downtown scene.
And we were happy. I know you were exceptionally happy
I didn't
about
need to
that.
see that again.
Yeah.
And Angel goes, no, I do not feel like I put the program at risk, because I trust Gabrielle. And then we see the colonel telling her, well, we would like to let you know that Gabrielle it's been 20 minutes and she's already told everybody,
I mean,
you
she's
know,
saying like a canary. She got a megaphone and put the megaphone in front of a microphone and just told the whole goddamn story.
and was like, if ever you bring me a pack of ramen, I will tell you the story.
I think she would have done it for half a pack.
Yeah. Yeah. So she do it for two whippets and a kind
Oh,
and a,
oh, oh, yeah.
and a session. So, Alan says regarding, Angel, he goes, she's from the streets, but she's naive when she goes to jail. Like, what's that about?
Mhm,
So Johnny is like, Angel and I trained together, and I just love her so much. Like, she's a firecracker. I was rooting for her. And
mhm.
I get it. Like, you fall in love, love is love. I get it. But in there, we were your brothers and sisters, and we did it with a
Right,
bond that we trusted each other. And I got to tell you, man, I was mad. I was mad because I had a plan to reach out to some of those kids in there to
right.
show them that the gangway wasn't the way. And I was on a roll, and you robbed me from completing that.
Yep.
And Angel goes, I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
which was
She's only sorry because she disappointed Johnny.
she only is sorry for Johnny.
Yeah.
And so Angel goes, look, I have no excuse for myself. I'm a human. And I went into it. I didn't see them as inmates. I saw them as fellow humans who made human errors. I wasn't judging anybody for what they've done. It's different when you're from the hood. You see that pain, you feel that pain, you walk in someone's shoes. And the colonel says, when the colonel says Alan got to walk in their shoes, he didn't walk in their shoes. He's a
Here
cop.
we
He's
go.
on the oppressor side. And you've got these women who are oppressed.
They're not oppressed. They're in jail for committing a crime. And then I hate this insinuation that everyone who is in jail is from the hood. That's
Mm,
not the case. Like, quit
no.
quit creating that narrative because it's not true. Yes, a large majority may have been from socially what do you call it? Economic disadvantages.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm.
But not everyone is from the hood. Like she's doing too much but doing so little at the same time.
And the colonel says, now hold on regarding
Mhm.
Alan. He goes, this man did 2 months in jail. How many cops get to do that and keep their
Yeah.
job? And the angel goes, it's not the same as walking in their shoes. And you know that. And he goes, you haven't walked in his shoes. So how
Yeah.
can you say what he experienced?
Like a cop's job, here's the thing, it's very dangerous because every day you know that you're putting your life on the line to protect other people. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be a cop. And here's the thing,
Imagine.
as much shit as she's talking about the police, if something pops off, who's the first person she's gonna call? The police,
Yeah. Yeah.
as we all would.
Yeah.
So she's just being an ass and being super immature.
And the colonel says, look, for any law enforcement, he didn't have to do this. And he got a lot
Mhm.
closer to knowing what it's like to be on the other side than any other cop, maybe in this
Yeah.
country. And Alan goes, I could have been murdered in that jail. And she goes, oh, but you don't have to worry about anything on the outside, do you? And he goes, oh, okay. I don't have to worry about getting shot going to work every day. And she goes,
Mm.
I don't have to worry about getting shot filling up my gas tank. Um,
because people get shot every day filling up their gas tanks.
and Emmanuel goes, "What you're talking about experiencing, Alan, is something that we, as Black people go through every day." And
Mhm.
Alan goes, "I get it. I get it." He goes, I just saying, I'm just saying, I understand this now more. And I hate all this, what you're saying, because I'm not that kind of officer."
Yeah.
So Johnny says, "Listen, in this society, we think about it only being a one-way street, but we got to think about both sides of the story for color, for
Right.
everything."
Yeah.
And Johnny, I just love Johnny.
I have to say, like, listening to Alan's story, this is what I believe was part of his reason for going into the program. I feel as though he did have an insensitivity towards people of color with his job.
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel as though he judged people off the color of their skin. That's just
Mhm.
the feeling that I get, just based off of a lot of things that he said, but was probably afraid to go into details.
Uh-huh.
And this is part of the reason why he did this program. I really do.
But I
So
mean, that shows self-awareness and trying to
exactly,
change and
exactly.
be better, you know?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So Soledad asked Angel, she's like, "Okay, back to what we were trying to talk about. Okay.
Right.
Do you communicate with Gabrielle?" And she goes, "Yeah. She called me the other night. Yeah, we do." She goes,
Asking for money.
I just have so much compassion for her." And Soledad goes, "Okay, but there's a gap between I have empathy for you and I love you as a human to
Hmm.
I want to have sex with you."
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's a real big gap.
there's a real big gap there. And Angel
Yeah,
goes, "Okay, well, let me make this clear. I love her and I have not stopped loving her. So let's not compare that to like the sexual kissing and stuff. And all that's real." And, now I literally have struggles trying to date other people because I think of Gabrielle. I fell in love with her soul. And even though people make mistakes and do drugs and do crazy stuff, I don't think they're undeserving of love.
then
Now,
why are y'all not together anymore?
this is my
Because you can most
question.
definitely date a prisoner.
She was on and on and on about, "We're going to end up together. She's going to come here. I'm going to go there. This is the love of my life. It's all worth it. I blew up this whole thing. It's
Yeah.
all worth it because this is my one love of my life." And now she's like, "I'm having a hard time dating other people." Well, I thought this was your girlfriend.
And you know I creeped on Gabrielle's face. I mean Instagram.
Gabrielle's?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's out?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to
Mhm.
talk about it next week. We can't talk about it
Didn't I
now.
send it to you? I thought I sent you her page.
Uh,
Oh, I thought I did.
but we'll talk about it next
Yeah.
week.
Okay.
Okay. So then she says, "Yeah, I lied, man. I lied and manipulated." No, wait, she says, "No, wait, she lied. Man, she
Hmm.
manipulated me and deceived
She
me,"
did. Hmm.
which is interesting because before she acted like when Gabrielle told that wasn't manipulating and deceiving, but now she's seeing it a little clearer. She goes,
Yeah.
"She lied, she manipulated me, she deceived me, but yeah, I could see, like, with Stephanie, that's how it goes, because you don't have to be an inmate to lie and deceive and manipulate people." No shade to you, Stephanie. I was like,
That's
"Oh,
just a little. That's a little bit of shade. Just a
yeah,
little bit of
that's I
shade.
mean, she just got called a sociopath, so it can't get much worse."
Yeah, that was like a little bit of palm tree
Mhm,
shade right there.
mhm.
Yeah.
So Stephanie goes, "I did not trust Gabby one bit, not one bit," and I told
And I don't think
Angele
she
that.
did.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't think she
she
did.
goes like, "This is a girl is a lifetime prisoner.
Yeah.
If you don't
Hmm.
think she's working this system."
And she did. And I think every time she calls Angele, it's to ask for money.
Probably. And,
Yeah.
Soledad says, "Now, how do you have sex with 6 other people in the room? The officers don't care?" And everybody goes, "Oh, no, 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 they just built a tent. The officers don't care." And Jaclyn goes, "Nobody cares. They build their tent. They say, 'Bring your mat, spend the night.' It happened in our room all the time. They'd lay on the floors and do it. They didn't care. And the officers would give them their time, but at roll call, they had to send them back."
Yeah. They can miss me with that. I don't I don't want that. I don't want that life.
So Stephanie goes, "Everybody has a girlfriend in the women's pod. Everybody. Everybody
Did
has a
you,
girlfriend."
Stephanie?
I'd like to know Stephanie's experience because she
Uh-huh.
didn't act like she
I did
did.
too. Mm-mm.
And then talking ahead, the guys are like, "No, it is not the same in the men's.
Yeah.
Any kind of homosexuality or a hint at it is not accepted. Everything is
Yeah.
very homophobic."
Hmm.
Which is so interesting from our love after lockup people. We have seen people that have been in and out of jail that are gay or gay for stay, and the
Hmm.
men are But and I wonder if that is more that happens in prison, and since this is
I think it's
jail,
the prison. Prison, everything just changes. Like
because
people actually say you don't want to be in jail if you have to. Prison is a better place to be. You have
yeah.
more freedom in prison. Jail just fucking sucks. So I think everything just totally changes once you go to prison.
Because remember, Michael and
Hmm.
the cute guy that was like from Minnesota,
Joey,
Joey.
Joey,
Because we
yeah.
always thought Joey's name should be Michael and Michael's name should be Joey. But
Hmm.
Joey was on
Hmm.
the outside, and Michael was the guy on the inside, and he was almost like
He thrived.
he thought because he's almost like an escort on the outside, male
He was,
escort.
and on the
Yeah.
inside, he was like the kingpin of dick in there. Like he
He loved
thrived.
it. He was like, "I get in my
Yes.
bed, I watch my TV, I have my routine." Yeah.
Yeah. And all the
So,
dick that he could get.
all the dick he could get, and even if
Hmm.
guys aren't gay, they're like, "Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm here. I ain't got nothing else to do.
A hole's
So
a hole." So,
yeah. I can't
Soledad
believe you said that.
I know, I'm sorry.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
mean, I
getting
love it. I just
I'm
can't believe you said it.
I'm getting worse.
You
So,
are.
Soledad asked Colonel Adger, "Are you surprised about all this, like, sex stuff?" And he goes, "No, I'm not surprised about it, but I do worry about the complacency of my staff."
Hmm.
He says, "In prison, men use relationships for power, and
Hmm.
women use relationships to make family."
Right.
Yeah. So Soledad says to Angele, "Okay, so you felt bad about deceiving Gabrielle." And she goes, "I felt bad about deceiving everybody, man." And Soledad goes, "Well, you could have given the signal and left, and that would have stopped deceiving
That's
everybody.
true.
You could have
Yeah.
left." She goes, "I could have, but I didn't." And you see Bucci looking at her like she's crazy. He's just like, "Girl."
Because she's acting like a 13-year-old who just doesn't get anything, at like nothing. She
Yes.
won't take accountability for anything that she's done,
Mm-mm.
period. And
And
getting
she goes,
pissed off at everyone else because they live in reality.
"I'm not going to act like I'm a perfect person with a perfect life." And Matt goes, "But here's the thing: you do something really bad, and your excuses, you're a human."
Hmm.
And Soledad says, "Do you have regrets?" And she goes, "No, and I should, but I don't." And
Mm-mm-mm.
Johnny goes, "Listen, Emmanuel's out here has babies, and these babies are waiting for
Yep.
him to get home, and you put him at risk of daddy not coming home. It's
Yep.
okay to say you're sorry and have regret. Like, it's okay."
Yeah.
And Soledad says, "I just don't understand how you say you don't have any regret. You have a group of people here that you let down and not accidentally."
Yeah.
And Matt goes, "Here's the thing. She's got street pride, and that's good. But if you want to apologize to us, it has to come with regret. An apology with no regret is going to ring hollow to us." And everybody
Okay.
nods. And Emmanuel goes, "It's okay to say you have regret. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying
Right.
it, and you can grow from it." And she goes, "Okay, guys, I have regrets."
But it wasn't sincere. She had been peer pressured into
Yes.
apologizing.
I think they're
She
all
didn't
like,
mean it.
"Do you know how awful you're gonna look on TV?" is what they're trying to
So she's
say.
looking pretty damn bad right now.
And Soledad goes, "Okay, so you were pushed into saying that." And she goes, "Huh." And Soledad goes, "You're an interesting conundrum to me. You're a very streetwise young lady, but at the same time, you're ridiculously naive."
She is.
And she goes, "Okay, look, I do want to genuinely apologize. I was naive to fall in love. Growing up, my brother and I lacked any love. So if I'm being 100, when I get love, I really hold on to it, even though I don't know if it's clearly what this should look like. I know it's not justified." And so
Hmm.
I get that. Like, she and
I
her
do
brother
too.
grew up with no love in their family. They had
Right.
parents that were awful to them. And so when she gets somebody that loves her, she just clings onto it desperately.
I don't even think that it's love. It's attention.
Mm, okay. Yeah.
I think it's any kind of attention, like, okay, this person gave me attention today. They're paying attention to me tomorrow. And she equates that with love somehow.
And remember how when she first went in, she just sort of didn't know how attractive she would be to all these women. And she was
Yes.
so like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't expect everybody's going to think I was so cute, you know?"
As she loved that shit.
And she loved it. And it
Yes.
would be, in a fucked up way, like an ego boost to go in there and like everybody wants to be your girlfriend,
Right.
you know?
And then here's this hot girl that comes. Well, I mean,
Yeah. In
um,
the prison scheme,
in
she's
a
a hot girl.
prison. Yeah. And this person is paying attention to me too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is what I've been looking for my whole entire life, all right here in this prison cell. And she just blew everything up because of
Yeah.
it.
And she goes, I know I'm immature and I know I'm impulsive and I've been trying to get some counseling. So that's good.
That's a good thing.
And Jaclyn goes, look, everybody's fallen for the wrong person at the wrong time. Like we get that. But, I'm grateful I was gone when it happened because
Mhm.
if they
Ooh,
found out it was you, they would have instantly thought it was me. And I couldn't
yes.
defend myself against that. So I'm not mad
A
at you.
and they were already coming after Jacqueline,
Right.
so this would not have been good for her at all. She would have been in immediate danger.
Yes. And they would have jumped her before the guards could have gotten there and
Yes.
everything. So Matt goes, huh, I got in trouble for peeing in a cup. He says, because they say, is there any parting words? And Matt says, I'd like to set the record straight about the peeing in the cup. Matt does not know how much worse he made this for himself.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
He goes, I want to set the record straight. So I'm an old guy. They give you the pants. The pants are oversized. And you try to pull your pants down to go. And apparently I've got a big prostate. And as an old guy, you get two streams. One goes in the toilet, one goes down your pants. And so I'd pee and I'd pee my pants. So what I figured out with the solution was if I just basically stick my dick in a cup, so the two streams would go in the cup. I thought going in the cup was better. And Adger goes, you're right, man. This was TMI. TMI.
So not only was he walking around looking like a grease ball, he was walking around smelling like piss too.
He goes, I'm mortified by this. I'm mortified by this. I just want
Not too
everybody to know
mortified.
I don't just like to pee in a cup. Now, so I understood his story. If he has a prostate problem and he pees and some goes down his leg and he doesn't want to have to like fully take his pants down every time he pees, he can't just like whip it out like a guy can do. I understand all of this, but there's got to
Mhm.
be another solution. Ball up some toilet paper under your wiener. I don't know.
Here's the thing, we could have just never known about it
We could have
because
just
we
never
would
known
have
about his
never
two
thought about
streams.
this again. Yeah, no, there was no need to know.
They didn't even ask him about it. He
No.
brings it up.
Yeah, because he's an attention whore. He needed the attention to be back on him before they ended the show.
You're right.
And that's how they ended the show.
Well, we had a little bit more. So Bucci says, because they're like, any last words you want to say? And
Right.
Emmanuel goes, I was really passionate about helping those in gangs. And I feel that I came out of this with a lot of positivity, a lot of achievements and success. I was like, I don't know who you think you helped in there because we didn't see it.
Not a soul.
Mm-mm. Not like Andrew. Andrew could be like, I really helped a guy learn how to read. Like that was something.
Yeah, yeah.
So Angele says, this experience forced me to grow up. And since I've been out, I've been very involved in my community. And I've been working at a shelter for battered women and also working at a shelter for women and men previously incarcerated. Okay, that's good.
I just long as you don't fall in love with one of the women in the shelter.
Oh, but for sure, she's probably already married to somebody.
You know it.
So Soledad says, I just want to know, from all of you, was it worth it? And they
Mhm.
all say yes. And the colonel says, doing this program is the only way to get the system's attention on my side.
Right.
My staff works under very stressful conditions, and I'm going to use this to augment their training. We see the scene of him working, talking to the officers on the show at the
Mhm.
end where he tells them it was 60 days in, and we found this crack in a crack.
Right.
And he says, Soledad says, was the staff upset? And he goes, no, they've been surprisingly positive about the whole thing. He says, the first thing we have to do is to address the contraband issue. He literally says they found somebody smuggling a gun in a cavity.
I just
What cavity?
I don't want to know. I
What
don't.
cavity and what size of gun?
I hope like the world's smallest keychain size gun.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be. And he says, and the staff, because they see so much, they are desensitized to the inmates.
Right.
And I think that's definitely
I
true.
can understand that. Yeah.
And he says, so we need to help them get resensitized to the inmates.
Mhm.
He thanks, Colonel Atcher thanks everybody for their participation. And Matt goes, I have a question. So Matt does
Oh,
get
shit,
back
of
to himself
course.
at the end. He goes, if you
Yes.
were asked to do it again, would you do it again? Emmanuel, Stephanie, Johnny, Jaclyn, and Andrew all say yes.
But not Nate.
Nate's like, I did this twice. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, no,
Get outta
no,
here.
thank you. You're gonna have to pay me a whole lot more.
Mhm. And that's where we end it. And the next week, what we get is 6 months later.
Right. There wasn't
And
a preview for that.
uh-uh. Well, like I said, I had to watch it. So I did watch because
Mhm.
normally what I do on the weekend is I watch one of my shows I have to take notes on for Sunday, but then I catch up on my Dateline episodes. But we haven't
Gotcha.
had any new Datelines.
Oh, because of the holidays.
I blame Keith Morrison.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Keith.
So we got one more episode, guys. We got one more episode, and it's the 6 months later, and we will go through that probably a little faster than this because knowing that I've watched it now, it's not just tons to talk about. But what we are going to do is be up on everything, and any Instagram or anything you find, Keisha, send me so I can put that
Will do.
in my slideshow.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do. Most definitely.
Everybody, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for loving this show with us. And even if you've not been
Mhm.
loving the show, thank you for sticking with us during Buckshot Monday. Loved during
Yeah.
lockup. We got not next week, but the week after. The show comes out on the 16th, and our show will be here on Monday the 19th. Love during
Yep.
lockup, season whatever, 412, episode 682, however they're gonna do it.
Yeah. It's, you know what? It's like Rabbit does the cataloging of the shows for WeTV.
You know, Keisha, I feel like I feel like
Need a
I'd be
little bit of
doing it.
Rabbit.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry.
Long live Rabbit. I think rabbits do live a long time.
I should have brought him up when we were talking about the teeth, but you know,
Mm-mm-mm.
I
Oh,
had him
Rabbit.
I had him pretty quick though. I had him pretty quick.
You had Rabbit. You had Rabbit.
We love you guys. Thank you very much. Make sure you're following us on social media. You can get the story of Keisha's step granddad being a lot like Mary Cosby's step granddad. It's a real
Yeah.
fucked up story. So follow
Mhm.
us over there, Pink Shade Pod and the Libra Lounge with Keisha, and we will see you on Wednesday for Welcome to Plathville. Okay, bye.